Hey, what's up, you guys? My name is Saber, and in today's video, we're doing a bit of an update video for LEGO Art Showcases. So, for those of you who don't know, I've recently decided to take a break from streaming for a while because, one, I'm still having issues with it. I don't know why. It's really starting to annoy me. So I'm deciding to, okay, I'm going to stop for a little while until this gets better. And, two, it's now beginning to feel more like a chore than less actual fun. In all honesty. So I think I'm just taking like a break from it for a little while and gonna go back to more like regular Let's Plays and Let's Play series. And also get back more into customizing. So I decided that for this video, let's go ahead and showcase you guys like some of the current stuff that I have working on and like some future ideas going on further into the future. Like as you can see, like we got some stuff over here. We also got a little stuff to the side. So this is just gonna be like a video talking a little bit about like what's gonna be going on with customizing. So to start off, for those of you who don't know, my new Procreate clay finally arrived. It arrived like either last week or the week before. But it finally came in, and I've been using it a little bit. I haven't fully gotten into it, but I'm really liking it. It's definitely a lot rougher texture-wise than the previous clays that I've used, and it's also really hard to mix together because these two separately, they don't dry out, but when they're together, they do make that gray color, and it's really hard to like mix that coloration, but when it dries, it's really effective. And to show it off, we have here Vergil from Devil May Cry, and as you can see, he's got his brand new Yamato Sheath. This was the very first thing that I immediately sculpted out of the Procreate clay, and it works fantastic. So when working this, it was a bit of a pain to get correctly, actually. But if we look at this, as you can see, the idea is that he can now sheath in the sword, and the way how he's holding it, it does match up a little bit more in the game. So let's go ahead and get rid of that and get a better look at Yamato. What is happening here? Okay, I guess we have to go out a little bit. But basically with the sheath, it's very like basic clay. There we go. It's very like the basic Procreate clay. You can see like little indents where the Lego hand was, and I actually sanded it down to the points that it would match up that level, so that way it look a little bit more even. The fabric parts, still to this day, I can't really get it right, and I don't know if I ever will, because it's such a small and tedious portion that cutting those pieces and then like trying to tie a knot around it is not always gonna work. Maybe one day I'll figure it out, but until then, this is just what we got. So this thing took roughly about like 2 days to completely dry or cure as the term actually is, but it was definitely worth it. Rather that, as you can see, that the sword can now be removed, it can be inserted back in, and to like really give the effect of Vergil pulling out the katana and attacking the demons. I did actually had to switch Yamato a little bit with the other one that's from the Devil Trigger edition, because that one I kept getting some clay on it, so I had to swap it out. And even though this was slightly tedious to put together, I'm really proud of like how this came out, and this just was really fun to do. So I really like how this looks, and it was definitely better, and I'm definitely glad that I was able to do that more than the alternative. This was sort of like a backup Yamato sheath in case that one didn't work. For like an idea that I had. I was just like, I took a Lego rod, drilled the inside completely, drilled off one of the sides of it, and then like put a katana in here, and it works, but it wasn't the idea that I had. So I'm really glad that that came out, and maybe I'll do something with this in the future. But until then, I just keep it around. So another Procreate thing that I'm working on currently is, as you can see, I'm currently remaking my Mr. Freeze minifigure. This was actually something that I wanted to do for a really long time, but I kept pushing it off because of like other ideas and stuff. But with the new clay, I decided that like I wanna try and really do this. Plus, since I've been in a Batman mood lately, it's just like, okay, I want to get back to this. So this just started on last night. He still needs some more time drying, but the basic idea is that you could see of like the sculpting work on the armor, how it goes onto the back. I sanded off the front a little bit and chipped it off bits and pieces of it. Unfortunately, though, the clay is drying around, is becoming fused to the back, so I can't remove the helmet. But hopefully that'll be okay. I am thinking about maybe doing like a little detail work on the face, like maybe recoloring the eyes, and coloring the straps, and maybe match up the head a little bit more. But until then, this is sort of like the idea for Mr. Freeze, and he does have like his mask visor, so like if we put that on, you can see that like it fits in perfectly, and it does. It is a little bit tricky, but I can remove the helmet piece because I wanted to match up for more in his design in Arkham City. So that's sort of like the idea I'm going with him. He still needs some work, but I'm getting him done. And I also got, where are the arms? Here they are. As you can see, I got a little bit of procreates on the arms, on both of the arms. Hopefully I could get those back on. It was a little bit tricky of getting them off, so hopefully that all works out. And I have my Miles Morales out here because I wanted to talk about sort of like the ideas I have currently of how I want to improve on this figure, because now that the game is released and we get a better look at the suit in general, I decided that like, okay, time to give this guy an upgrade. And so far, the biggest ideas that I want to do is change up the torso, or so. I really want to change it up. So I'm currently working with like more of decal base for this guy, and then like both on front and back, and then maybe paint it in with a different red, so it pops out a little bit more. That is going to be tricky, so hopefully I can get it right. All right, maybe I'll change up the webbing on the mask too, maybe match it up a little bit more with the rest of the suit, but that's sort of like a to be decided portion of it. So I'm just going to set that aside, and with a couple of other figures we have out here, I wanted to show this that my Commander Cody a little bit. This one has gone through changes because he now has the new Clone Army Customs helmet, printed Commander Cody helmet, and this looks really cool, really cool. And I just purchased the helmet because since I already had the rest of the figure, and the helmet, I did do a little bit of paintwork on the top and like on the sides on the gray. You could see the gray and brown on here, but looking at this now, that even without those paint modifications, the helmet looks super fantastic. They did a phenomenal job of doing a named clone printing on these new helmets. And I can't wait to see like what sort of other new helmets also come up for the more named clones in the future. I don't know if I'll replace all of my current clone helmets with those, but I definitely wanted to for Cody because the decal work for him did come off a little weird, so I wanted to fix that. And this looks really cool, so I really like it. And put that aside. And now another quick update because I wanted to show you guys, like with the various stuff that finally came in from the mail. I got a dark saber from one of the weapon packs that I purchased. And as you can see, it is a little bended a bit. I've tried straightening it out. I cannot. So I might just cut off that blade and sculpt out a brand new one. But I do want to talk about like the sculpting work of it. So just get rid of this. As you can see, like with the sculpting work, the blade does look pretty cool. If it wasn't bended, it'd look really nice. And I do like the like little white electricity coursing through it. And then looking at this handle, this is super awesome. I'm not sure like how this was made because again, this just came in a full random pack, but the way how this is just sculpted, how this was just like sculpted out or like printed out, most likely printed out. But either way, how this was made looks really cool. They really got into detail work on the handle, especially like some of those indent marks and some of those tiny little details. It looks really cool. Really cool. And putting this back on Mando, I think this now really completes the figure. Again, I'll probably change up the blade, but in general, I'm really liking like how this looks. Okay, so setting this off here, as you can see, like we got a bunch of random shit on the desk. And this was like some other stuff that I purchased in. As you can see, like we got some blasters, which are actually some like Clone Wars rifles that came in with the weapon pack. I was really surprised to get some of those, but I'm really glad. And then, as you can see, we got a bunch of helmets, helmets. That this also came in the pack that came in with the Dark Saber, and that's because that I decided to go back and do some more decal work on some clones, Specifically, I'm working on 7 different clones. I'm redoing Vibes, Echo, Waxer, Boyle, Bly. I agree, and as a bonus, Commander Thorn, or like sort of like a remake of some of the previous clone troopers that I've done, but bringing them more into the realistic Phase 2 design. So as you can see, like we got a bunch of helmets. These actually did come in printed, and come in like they did like printed work and everything. But I spent yesterday, like after the multiple streams trying to make it to a one stream that failed horribly. After doing that, I decided to remove the printing off of all but 2 of them. So all these helmets have lost their printing. And about 3 of them have like some modifications to them. Like as you can see, like for this one, he's got like some holes on both the sides of the helmet because this is for Bly. Henceforth, like this visor piece, also by Clone Army Customs. In Customs, this is gonna fit on that when the printing comes in. And then this one. A couple of helmets like these do have a hole on one side, and that's for like these rangefinders that I have right here. Unfortunately, one of them I accidentally drilled. I think I might have drilled a little too much because it does. Maybe it's this one. It's this one. Let's see. So with one of them, yep, it's this one. So one of them I accidentally drilled in a little bit too much. Much to the point that it fits in, but it's super wobbly and loose. So I'm thinking that like after printing that one, I'm going to have to super glue it in and to hold it in place. And then for some other helmets, for some special ones that just came in, we got like this red helmet. I think is for a Coruscant Guard. We also got like the Ahsoka Tano. I think the battalion is 327 or 332. I don't exactly know which one it is, but it is from the season 7 of Clone Wars. And we also got like this regular blank one, which when looking at it, it looks like it was trying to replicate the recent LEGO official realistic ones. So like we can see here that they're roughly the same, but there is a significant difference with them. But the molds of the helmets do roughly match up, so the decals should be able to work. So put that aside. And as you also see, I got like the silver one that is especially for Gree. I even asked like the AV team, and they told me that like to customize a Commander Gree helmet, the helmets use a silver one. So I'm saving that for Gree, and I can't wait for that to come in. And also for a little bonus, I got like this custom made like sun visor for Thorn. I thought I purchased a detailed sun visor, but it turns out I was wrong. So I might try this, but if not, I might just go ahead and purchase another one, depending on like how this turns out. Now, if we turn over here, just for a quick second, we see like a bunch of like clones, a bunch of like blank white minifigures, and that's because all these guys are being prepared for the decaling process. That's these majority of these were from like my original clones that I decaled, especially like Bly, Waxer, and Boyle. Mostly the ones that like were easy to like sand off the paint and put in some of the new stuff. And I'm also working on like my own fabric pieces. Like I've done waist capes before, so this is sort of like a natural thing for me now. That's just making a few extra ones. I still need to do. I think this one might be for either Echo or Thorn, but I still need to do. One or the other, and also Fiveses. So that's going to be a bit of a process. And as you can see, like I've worked on Bly's. His was a bit unique. Like I kept the waist cape from the previous Bly, but added in like the fabric piece, and now it's connecting. I think like the whole thing is now connected with one another. So it works. It is a little tricky of pulling it off to really show it, but in general, this does work out pretty well. And I've even sanded the legs a little bit, and that works out pretty good. As you can see, we also got like a couple of ARC Trooper packs. Packs that are currently in the midst of being modified. I've already applied on like the fabric. I just need to do the paintwork. I just need to do a little bit of the paintwork, and it should be good to go. It'll be good to go. And then as also you can see, I'm attempting again to do the shoulder pauldrons for both Fives and Echo. One of them, I think it's Fives. One of them did come off weird. Because like the way how this folds, the ends do go up a little bit. So I'm trying to like flatten it out even to the point that it matches up pretty well. Also, these are not the heads that I'm using for them. I just kept those on to keep the pauldrons in place. And they're almost done. I just need to go back and do some detailing work for some of those, and then they'll be good to go for when I'm good to go for I finally get to work on the rest of the minifigures. And I think in general, that's pretty much going to do it for the showcase. I know it's not really a whole lot going on. Right now. But this is sort of like a now work in progress that I'm currently like trying to get used to. Like I've mentioned before that like since this is a brand new clay that I have, I'm trying to get used to like really sculpting with it. And trying to figure out like ideas for like some other showcases to do. I know I talked about like a lot of ideas that I've had, but the problem is actually getting used to them and actually getting to them and getting the motivation to actually pull them off. So hopefully I'll be able to like really get back into the flow of things because I really want to get back into more customization for these characters. So I'm gonna try to like really get back into it, and also for let's plays. For now, I'm just mostly just doing and just going with the flow of it. Like I've recently restarted on Kingdom Hearts 1, and I'm thinking about like maybe continuing on with that. I wanted to get back into PC gaming, but not entirely sure like which games to play yet. So I might try again with Subnautica Below Zero. Hopefully I can actually like have a current save progress with that, and in general just really trying to figure stuff out, about here and there. And while also like keeping up with like real life stuff happening, and in general, that's gonna be it. So hopefully I'll be able to get some work done in some more of the future stuff, and sort of like a quick side note, I've been practicing more on photography stuff for like some cool thumbnails for the videos, and also working on like in general just like some fun wallpapers. Like some fun wallpapers for my minifigures. I might post them on my DeviantArt page in the future, and to like showcase to you guys. But in general, but I'm still practicing some stuff here and there, So hopefully I'll be able to get better at it. And yeah, that's gonna call it good. So thank you all so much for watching this video, and I'll see you next time in the next video. Bye bye.